miniature assessment where they only look at what was a finding in your previous assessment.
Oh, okay.
So it's important that we say no on this question. Otherwise, it's like our obligation is to have a full assessment.
Got it.
Every 2 years.
Yep.
So you can say, did you say? No, you need to say on the drop down. You need to say no. So the question is it a verification?
No, it's already there. Oh, okay. This one.
No,
Okay.
no, it's yeah.
It's confusing. I thought it's already there.
Yeah. Perfect. I don't think there's any special requirements because I think they're like if it's a DoD type application or it needs to be can only be tested by US citizens or any of that sort of stuff, which there aren't any special requirements. The environment type to be tested though, we usually do it against either dev or QA. QA is probably the most stable. So under environment type to be tested, you can say it's I think stage. It's what we call QA.
And we don't have to do anything here. Sorry, I missed that.
No.
Okay.
There's nothing there. But we need to have a special requirement.
Okay.
The
Alright.
application is hosted by a third party though. The question on the right hand side. So you'll see yes, AWS is there. And that's basically it. So the technical contact SSO, you can add if you want to add my SSO there or
I'll add yours if they have any questions.
yeah. So it's 212-444-277.
277?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think if you hit the plus button, it'll sort of validate my name, and then
yeah,
it looks a bit quirky, but yeah, there we go.
Okay.
So then that looks. I know it looks bad, but that's actually the way it's meant to look. So then we can skip on to technical details. So component type, I think, is web application, the option.
Okay.
And I know for web app, yeah. Is source code available? Is yes. And actually say no on that question. I was going to tell you that before. So
okay.
The reason we say no is that
no. Okay.
Source code is available with yes, and is the application SSO enabled is no.
Okay.
I'll tell you why we say that in a second, because well, you might have seen when you hit yes, they basically expect you to provision specific accounts that they like to use on the app.
Okay.
So what I normally do instead is I basically say no, it's not SSO enabled, and I just give them the 2 test IDs that we have already configured.
Oh, okay.
It just makes it easier for us. They don't really care. They'll still test it.
Okay.
Test it.
Okay.
So then basically you say here, you put in your, I think it's mcsqa.treasury.court, whatever that URL is.
Yeah. I think I have it. Give me 1 minute. Okay. Admin.
Then just hit validate URL. All it does is basically pops up a new window and you just see if it loads. You don't really need to do anything other than that.
I had to provide the password, is it right?
Oh yeah. You need to put that in there. You can change the role name if you want to admin or admin, whichever. Actually, maybe that one is admin. Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't have to give multiple. Just admin is enough.
It's best to give them two. So basically, one with a lower privilege and one with a higher privilege.
Got it.
It's this test that they do the AVA or application vulnerability assessment. What they're actually doing is it is actually human logging into the application.
Okay.
What they normally, one of the tests that they do, I guess, just in terms of how it works, is let's say log in with a lower privileged account and see they log in with a highly privileged account or a higher privileged role, so let's say the admin role can see certain screens. They then log in using the lower privileged role and see can they access those screens as well, even if they're not advertised, let's say, to the user. If let's say the admin role has an approval page where it can approve things, if somebody logged in with MCS Right, can they also see that admin page where they can approve things? That sort of logic.
Oh, okay. Got it.
So I think you'll need to hit the validate URL button just to.
I think it's asked me for this as well.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. So admin access. I exactly don't know what MCS Right does, but give me.
I think you can Actually, I did update this in one IBM descriptions of it. Just check and see. Well, not that I changed the text of it, but I changed the formatting of it so that it actually worked.
I can ask. Give me 1 minute.
See if there's anything that's more usable as a description. So MCS write is the ability to upload and update rates.
Okay. Yeah, I put update. That's good.
Yeah, and then the MCS admin is the ability to publish, rerun processes, and read all data.
Ability to publish and rerun data.
Rerun processes and update data. Okay. If you want to change it, we can change it. Or actually, you can change it now. What I say? You have admin, or you have app admin in IBM.
Okay. Okay, good.
So that's basically it. So if you hit submit, then I think you're.
Yeah.
Just drop those descriptions in the chat if you do want to look at them and just cross reference. There's something you want to check. I don't think it makes a huge amount of difference. Once you're ready, you can hit submit request. There's one more step we have to do after you hit submit.
Okay, submit.
So see the button there that says generate source code folder at the top.
Okay.
So if you click on that, it'll basically create, well, the last time I did it was a G libraries link. I bet you it's still libraries.
Okay.
It shouldn't be, but I'm sure it is. And then that button, once it finishes, is there something on the top there? And it should basically say, like, it'll change from being create folder to being access it or upload source code.
Okay. Do you have the link for the source code, MorgAn?
Yeah, let me just check. I think we got everything should be in GitHub now, so.
So if Ava scan is manual, right? If they log in and go through the screens and see how it is getting processed, will they go through the source code also?
They usually do. I don't know how in depth they go through it. I suspect it's more they try to, well, they've already scanned through the source code to see if there are any sort of known types of issues that are there, and potentially will use that to determine how they try and attack the application itself.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll ask the team to confirm. I'll just link in.
Okay. Can we add the link somewhere?
No, what you actually need to do is download, there should be a download zip file.
Oh, okay, got it.
And then just upload it to the library.
Got it. I don't know, I have access to GitHub.
If you don't, I'll download it. Actually, because you listed me as a technical contact, I should have been given permissions to the library anyway, so I can download it free as well.
Okay, I do.
Oh, yeah. So basically, if you click on that code and then download the zip, that's what I have to do. Just upload the zip to
I usually do the box. Is that okay?
Well, no, there's it's a they created a library for you in Beast.
Oh, in the library, in the beast.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
See,
Upload source code. Got it. Okay. I thought we had to. Okay.
yeah, no, it's their own folder that they created in the app. Of course, I'm sure they haven't planned for what happens when library goes away.
Yeah,
That's their problem. Their problems.
of course.
So
Okay.
source code is there.
Okay, it's there. Okay.
So you can upload your zip file in there.
Should I put 12 months?
Yeah, it's fine. It's 5 months before that
I
anyway.
know. Done. Okay.
So basically, normally what happens then is in the next week, we should see it move from move to in pipeline and move to complete, and then you'll basically get a PDF report.
Okay.
There are all the details of what they found.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if you want, you can actually have a look and see what the previous reports had. To be honest, MCS we haven't touched much
Yeah.
years, so
There is
I'm
no.
assuming,
Yeah, there is no code changes also recently, and also it's going to decom soon, right?
yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Normally it's nice if obviously the high items we have to fix, or we're given like a 60-day countdown to fix normally.
Okay.
But if it was like, let's say MDM potentially would stick around longer. So like even if we had medium on MDM, this, well, like on the last ABA, it would be nice to clean it before the next one.
Okay.
We're meant to fix mediums just with a longer SLA, but nobody ever really releases it.
That's true.
So I think low or medium or something. Maybe there's we have 6 months to fix a medium or something. They do have published timelines, but nobody ever looks.
Yeah. Only high are important. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody has enough to worry about. The other thing that Oscar mentioned to me just while we're on that, he is going to follow up shortly to ask what status is of the items that we marked as not exploitable. You might remember that he basically said he still wants us to fix them even if they're not exploitable.
Okay. Yeah.
So
he did.
I don't know if we have an answer for him yet, but I figured I'd give you a heads up that he's going to come ask him.
Okay. Yeah. What else? So, I mean, once we get the report, do we have to? I mean, it is done, right, MorgAn? We don't have to do anything else because we are getting alerts saying a scan is due. So once the PDF is generated, do we have to do anything with the PDF?
No, that'll stop automatically. It'll update everywhere. The only thing that if we do get caught first, the only thing that'll go wrong is if we have findings.
Okay.
So we actually, that reminds me actually, I think, so one of the things that they did come back with, and maybe I'll get the team to generate a document you can share similar to what we did for my bank and my funding.
Okay.
Is one of the things they do as part of this test is that they upload a file. It's used to test the effectiveness of an antivirus, or used to test that antivirus software is running.
Okay.
So it's basically it's a safe file, but it's basically an industry standard test file.
Okay.
The issue is that we have CrowdStrike on our servers. They're basically the equivalent of an antivirus scan, but CrowdStrike isn't programmed to react to that antivirus test file, so it allows the file to be uploaded fine. They can download it, so they actually mark it as a fail initially, unless we basically tell them, look, this is a GE server running Linux with CrowdStrike running, and then they clear that finding. So what I might do is I'll give you a document that when they reach out to you with that finding, you can say, look, here's the document showing server details.
Okay.
can you remove that finding?
Okay. Makes sense. Yep. I'll keep that in
So,
mind.
yeah, so let me know once you see that come through. We'll try and have that document ready for you.
Sure.
So yeah, so we have it cleared before anybody sees that we have a medium. I think it's a medium finding to give us.
Okay. Yeah.
Hopefully we won't do any surprise.
All right.
Okay, that's it. So you're now work in progress.
All right. Thank you so much.
It'll be 2 weeks before it gets done, but hopefully it'll be quicker. It just depends on what they have in the pipeline.
Okay. So again, it's another 2 years before they come back, right? So I think we are good.
Yeah. I think it's March it's due or something. So we're in the last 60 days, but we still have plenty of time.
Yeah, by then it's gone. This application is gone. So
was it that quick? I didn't realize it was that quick. Okay,
they are saying third quarter of this year.
Oh, third quarter.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So we're down to the last 60 days. I think now when it's due now. Obviously, this will be the last one ever.
Yep, last one. So yeah.
One other item, again, just while we're talking. So MDM, I think we talked before that we might look at eliminating JBoss.
Yes.
Later on in the year. The other thing that we're going to try and do, and again, we only briefly talked about it on a call earlier on today, so I don't think we'll necessarily run it as part of the same effort. But at the moment, all of the apps that we have that are currently using AWS autoscaling, we're basically trying to get them away from using autoscaling and switching to Terraform. So we've been working through that with the various apps, but at some point during the year, we'll try and do the same thing for MDM. So I don't think it's going to make a huge amount of effort for the team, but it's probably one of those things where we'll have to figure out when we can do like the QA and prod, because it will involve basically replacing the servers, but hopefully it'll be a minimal impact to anything we're trying to do at the time. So
okay, yeah.
We can talk through timings and all that once we know more of it.
So will you initiate those discussions later in the year? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I just wanted to kind of mention, just so at least you've heard of it, but that we're not sort of
no.
landing it on you.
I didn't hear about that, so yeah, good to know.
So, and again, it hasn't. It's one of those things. So autoscaling is how we used to set everything up before in the cloud, and it basically means that, let's say, if one instance fails for whatever reason, or like typically, let's say, if availability zone goes down, or if one of the servers that we're running on goes down, what autoscaling will basically do is it'll mark that node as terminated, and it'll launch a replacement.
Got it. Yeah.
The problem that we have, so in theory that all sounds great, but in practice what ends up happening is it doesn't happen very often. And when it does, the scripts that are used to build the infrastructure haven't been tested usually in like 3 years or something, and then some dependency has changed over those 3 years, and we end up in a world of pain. Basically, it becomes an incident because we have to try and figure out why we have one good instance that's running and one bad instance that's running.
Okay.
So we're basically getting rid of autoscaling wherever we can. We sort of, I'm not sure if you've heard the term, that kind of, I think Richard's actually mentioned it before, but it's a common term when we talk about cloud architecture, that we should be treating our cloud servers as cattle rather than as pets. So what it basically means is that, like in an ideal world, we would use autoscaling. We don't care about those instances. We're 100% confident that like we could go in there, 5 times a day if we wanted to, and basically terminate each of those instances, and autoscaling will bring it back up healthy.
Okay.
We're sort of, in a way, we're going away from that architecture just because our apps aren't exactly, we're not running Amazon.com. We're running, internal apps with, relatively stable usage and relatively low usage, and it's like in the grand scheme of things. So we don't need the benefits of autoscaling. So we're sort of going back to the, treating our instances as pets a little bit more. We still want to be able to terminate them, and we do that for DR drills, but like the idea being that rather than having autoscaling, make sure we have 2 healthy instances.
Okay.
We'll basically build 2 instances. We know they're good. Periodically, we'll manually maybe swap them out and terminate them just to make sure we're confident, but it makes it more controlled process.
Got it. Okay. Instead of automatically doing, yeah, you wanted to control.
Yes.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So when it goes wrong, it normally goes wrong like on a Sunday on a long weekend, and somebody starts screaming because they're getting errors on MDM or something isn't working as expected. So it's just doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's a headache.
Yeah. Understood. Yeah. All right.
Cool.
Yeah.
So that's it. How's everything else on your side? All good?
Going okay. I mean, yeah, I'm being pulled with the Lenovo calls, and yeah, I have some action items that I need to connect with Sheila. So
Okay.
yeah, it's getting busy.
Yeah.
And these POs, man. I mean, this is my first time dealing with them. They are killing me.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah. So many of them, so many invoices are flooding, all of a sudden.
At one point I thought I had it bad, and then I saw your list of how many data providers you have POs for, and
yeah.
I stopped feeling sorry for myself.
Yeah, I mean, I have this question, Morgan. So this Bloomberg, right? There's a tax ID discrepancy where the tax ID on the invoice is correct, but in the what is that? Supplier Connect, the tax ID is wrong. So they stopped a couple of invoices for Bloomberg, and they're asking Bloomberg representatives to log into the portal and update it, and they don't know how to do that.
Bloomberg will refuse flat out to log into any portal of ours. They don't log into any portal for any vendor. That's
right, and I chatted with the Supplier Connect support team, and they're saying no, we cannot do anything since they're active. They have to do on their own. So I'm like going back and forth. Did you ever face this situation before?
I did have something like that. I think actually I was lucky. I don't know if you're going to be as lucky, but I remember I had a similar issue with Bloomberg in Ireland.
Okay.
And what actually turned out happened in my case was there were two different Bloomberg records for Bloomberg in Supplier Connect.
Mm-hmm.
And I was lucky that what had happened to me was that the PO that we'd always been using was actually had some incorrect data, and somebody's in sourcing spotted that there's actually a different setup for Bloomberg that had the correct data. So I was able to get around it by basically closing out the current PO and raising a new PO against that new Supplier Connect record.
Okay.
And everything has been coded since.
Okay.
I think though there might have been some other scenario where eventually we sort of beat the Supplier Connect team down and said, look, Bloomberg will not engage and they will not do this. They don't. Their policy is they do not log into to
external portals. That's right.
Yeah. So, if you stick to that stance, you can hopefully force the Supplier Connect team to do it. I think we have managed to get through that before with them.
Okay.
They don't make it easy, but they do have a process where if the vendor refuses to or cannot do it for some reason, that they will actually intervene.
Okay, I'll try to push on them because I already chatted with them yesterday for almost 30 minutes, and they're just pushing me back saying, no, I cannot do anything for you and all. So again,
I'll see if I can find, because I know I've had that argument with them before. So let me see. I'll see if I can find anything from the past that that might be of use to you, or at least the name even that might be of use.
Yep. Sure, Morgan, that helps. But this is not on your priority list. I'll try what I can find. But if you have some details that you can, that's good as well.
Yep. No, I will try and keep an eye out for it.
Okay. Sure. Cool. Thank you so much.
No problem. Have a good day.
Yeah, you too. Bye.